Never fear of missing out by clicking that subscribe button and becoming another member of the Babylonian family. How's it going, everyone? It's Songs of Rage from BabbleOn, back with another legendary guide, and today we're looking at the Funeral Pyre automatic shotgun. Now, this is going to be a highly sought after video, mainly down to the fact that this shotgun boasts one of the best mods that are in the whole game when you take out things that increase your weapon damage. Now, the tier 3 mod is Shadow Comet, so shots call down a comet dealing 210,003 damage, because obviously that's important, to enemies within a 3.5 meter radius, and this repeats every single 3 seconds. Now, what's unique about this mod is the fact that you can summon so many comets, and there's so many tricks to be able to do this. Now, it makes sense to put this on a shotgun, and I will recommend this shotgun regardless of whatever build you're running, whether you're a Technomancer, whether you're a Devastator, Trickster, Pyromancer, anything, just due to the fact that this tier 3 mod is able to dish out so much damage in such a short amount of time. And the fact that it's already on a shotgun, and in fact it's already got a fast fire rate, makes this brilliant. The spread is huge on this gun, and that's what kind of really plays into the fact that that mod is just so good. So even though it mentions just calling down a single comet, don't be fooled by that. Literally, as a shotgun, because you're shooting out more than one shot, you are shooting so many pellets out of your gun every time you fire a single shot. Every single one of those pellets can call down a comet. Now, obviously, you can stack this up to something ridiculous, depending on obviously your RNG with how the pellets kind of come out of the gun. But it's not uncommon to really see like anything up between 4 and 6 comets being called down, as long as obviously you are aiming within a certain direction. The idea is that you funnel the enemies in front of you. You don't aim down the sight. That's very important, because aiming down sight tightens up the shots. So, because obviously that, it's a very weird mechanic, but hey ho, it's computer games, that's obviously how it works. So the idea is you want the shots to go as far as possible. Anything between the 3 seconds, then you want to aim down sight. But that first shot, to be able to summon as many comets as possible, you want that spread to be huge, to be able to hit as many enemies as possible, because when this comet comes down, it's doing area of effect damage, and all of a sudden you've got one enemy that's being hit by anything up to 4 to 6 to maybe even more comets. And obviously each one of those is doing 210,000. You can do the math. This is now doing over a million points of damage just from the tier mod alone, and that's not even coming into consideration what the gun itself can do. Now, it's not all singing and praising about this gun, because the gun itself doesn't do a massive amount of damage. Now, granted, I am playing Technomancer, as with all the other guns that I've done so far, and I also do understand that obviously there are perks out there with different classes that can obviously benefit from this, but from my understanding that the damage on this is kind of on the low side due to the fact that it has a much higher clip size, so obviously the balance is just kind of there. So what kind of tier mods can we really use to be able to make this as effective as possible? Well, obviously we want something to complement the comet if we're going to go down this way, because you're never going to take that off. Unless you've got a second one and you're looking to dismantle this to be able to put on a different gun, you are not going to touch that comet. So I went for Strings of Gorse. Granted, I was just playing around with that. I don't think that's the optimal way to play it. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun, just to be able to utilise a mod that's kind of underused, really. So, is there anything else that's out there that can really benefit from this? So, obviously you can use other things that call down strikes, so anything like the Thunderbirds, kind of like Lightning Strike, maybe the Claymore, obviously all that kind of side of good things. I suppose that is a way that this gun is kind of designed to go for, because it's not really, like, the Killing Spree is not going to do a massive amount of damage to be able to help this out. Dark Sacrifice is the other one that's now recently been sorted out, so it actually does do the 75% damage. That's not really going to help, because obviously the damage itself is already kind of on the low side, so getting 75% of that is not really massively boosting you up. Like I say, it's not bad, it's definitely far from, terrible, but it's still, it's still not optimal, I don't think. Same with Embalmer's Rage, because this has a crit multiplier of 120%, it's not really feasible to be able to take advantage of that crit multiplier, because it's still on kind of like the low side that we see for other guns. So This one's kind of open to interpretation, I think. I think you can mess around with this a little bit more. I think there may be other mods that actually do work the same way that the comet does, that each individual pellet will actually cool down something else. Now, I kind of want to go back with this. I want to give it another go to be able to see if the Thunderbirds mod, lightning rod, does actually summon more lightning every single second. And if it does, I think that is going to be a nasty pairing with this gun. Just the fact that that one recharges every single second, it gives you a reason to be able to not even aim down sights. You can just hit fire this for days and just be able to summon comets and summon lightning all this time. So that's one I'm going to give another go now I've come down to doing this actual video. But yeah, let me know if you come up with any other kind of good combinations. Let me know if there's anything that you think about, because I think this has a platform to be devastating, really. Some of you are going to ask me how to be able to get this gun. Well, unfortunately, it is completely random. You are going to have to rely on RNGs in this kind of sense. There are multiple kind of like techniques that you can do to be able to get more legendaries in your game. The most common one is the hunts. Obviously, if you complete the 10-man hunts and then hand them in at the bar in Trenchtown, then you get yourself a random legendary gun. Obviously, there are 43 legendary guns in the game, so it's a 1 in 43 chance that you're going to be able to get one, but there is a repeatable quest that you can constantly do. The other thing you can do is you get 4 guaranteed legendaries for world tiers 12 to 15, so you have a chance of being able to grab it from there. Unfortunately, I didn't get mine from that, but I'd like to think that that's going to be a chance that you can get any kind of legendary from that one as well. And then the other time you can just do expeditions. Now CT14 seems to be the best for me at the moment in terms of guaranteeing kind of like legendary drops. But obviously everyone has their own kind of technique. So yes, it is completely random, but hopefully if you're lucky enough you'll be able to get this monster of a gun. And that wraps it up for the Funeral Pyre weapon. On paper, it's amazing. The mod is brilliant. Works better on shotguns rather than just single rifles, but either way it is still such a good mod. I would recommend keeping it on some kind of shotgun build, but you can probably build something around this similar to like how you can with the scrap grenade from the juggler. But I hope you've learned something useful. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay that's in the background. Don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe on the channel, greatly appreciate it. And as always, there is a link in the Discord down below in the description. Hit us up on there if you ever need some kind of like runs, or if you ever need some Outriders help. Hope you've enjoyed. Keep yourself safe and keep yourself well. I'll see you on the next one.